Hey guys, what's up? It's Mitch with SC Weather. I want to bring y'all a video talking about my thoughts on the rest of hurricane season 2020 and how bad I really do think it's going to be for us in the Southeast and us in South Carolina. Before we get started, I ask that you do subscribe. That would be a big help for me, a big supporting method for me. Right now I have to make videos in a shed, and it's just not great. It isn't very professional, isn't very creative, and I like to put forward some steps financially later on to really and make my videos better for you guys and make this more of an enjoyable experience for y'all as the viewers and for me making these videos for y'all. So hit that subscribe button. I promise you it does wonders for me, for my goals, and making this a lot better for you guys. So do that for me, really would appreciate it. But let's just jump right into it, and some good things to talk about, good information to talk about to inform y'all on what I do expect is going to be an active rest of the hurricane season. So let's get started. So let's start this video off by talking about all the names we've already been through, and we're not even at the latter part of the month of August. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, and guess what? We just crossed out Kyle today. That is crazy. Earliest named K since 2005. Josephine was the earliest named J since 2005. So next is Laura. So we're just moving right along. Solid chance we're going to make it past this entire alphabet. And I think that'll be the first time since 2005 also. So everything is setting up to be record pace here. So check it out. Arrow pointing down. This is about where we are as far as the hurricane season, as far as peak season. We're on the upward trend. We're not even to the halfway point. The halfway point is about September 10th on average. This chart kind of demonstrates the number of storms per 100 years. And it basically gives you an idea of when the peak season is, and we're on the upward trend now. Check it out. When you start to get into October, some meteorologists like to call that a second season, a second wave, if you will. There's a second uptick in activity, and you can see that with the increase right there. And we'll talk about what I think is going to be a very active October. So that is something, cool to check out, to know where we are as far as where we are at in this hurricane season and how active we've already been. It's incredible. So check it out. This is sea surface temperatures as of today. This is reads in Celsius, but check out the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico is I really am highlighting and thinking this area is going to be a big target in the coming weeks and months for hurricane activity. We already had a hurricane that hit South Texas, but check it out. It's done heated up and recovered from Hurricane Hannah earlier in the month, and we're back to rocking and rolling. I think that was Hurricane Hannah, wasn't it? Yeah, Hurricane Hannah. So I don't know why I brain farted that, but check it out. Already hot. Celsius, that's so 31 to 30 degrees Celsius, 85 to 87 degrees, you can pretty much say. It's hot outside the Gulf of Mexico too, but nothing's going to be quite as warm in the Gulf of Mexico. So development can explode very quick. Now check it out. This is Temp Anomalies. Temp Anomalies is the temperature compared to average. And basically anything in the reds, the yellows, things like that, that is above your typical average for this time of the year. So we are warm. You check out that little white and blue area off the coast of the Carolinas and the Outer Banks and things like that. That is because we just had what is now Tropical Storm Kyle kind of doing some upwelling of the water, if you will, and bringing cold and basically mixing the water up, creating colder temperatures. Basically what it does is it kind of brings the cooler water from the depths of the ocean and brings it back up. So it creates cooler temperatures. And then you still got that, and this could still be from Hurricane Isaias. too, so that probably does have an effect on it there too. So a little bit cooler than average off the coast of the southeast. So with that being said, I want to show y'all something else here. Now this right here, this is for the month of August. This is the most, I guess, common, the most likely tracks for August as far as, looking back. This is typically the path that hurricanes normally, or tropical storms normally take. A lot of times they like to form in that orange area, and Florida normally, if you're going off this, is normally, August is normally a month for Florida where Florida could typically be a big threat, but Florida sticks out like a thumb, like a sore thumb. So I mean, any month in hurricane season, they are in a big threat. A lot of them like to track into the Gulf right there, be a big time threat for the Gulf, and a lot of them like to do what that famous Carolina scraper, where they just kind of scrape the coast and head on out, effective, and go back out to sea. We get into September, which is the heart of hurricane season, and pretty much any track is active. You start seeing more of Florida, even more so than August, just more so anybody. And you start to get more activity in the Gulf of Mexico, where a storm can basically form in the Gulf, strengthen really fast, and affect the Carolinas. That September into October is going to be very, very active for us. Big time hurricane threat for anybody in the southeast. Setting off alarms here. I'm telling you guys, something big is going to develop in the Gulf of Mexico. We get into October, things begin to change, and check it out. Check out the patterns there and the tracks that they like to take. And this is very true, as we've seen in Octobers in the past several years. Storms like Matthew and things like that, they love to take this path. Check it out. They just like to form in kind of the southern Atlantic right there, southern western Atlantic, and just kind of come up and affect the southeast like that. This is a very common path. Places like the western Gulf of Mexico, you hardly ever see a hurricane hit Texas in October. You just don't. I don't remember the last time it's happened in my lifetime. I'd have to do some research, but definitely the western Gulf begins to die off. And check it out. Look, that's what Sandy did. Exactly what that path right to the left almost did. It kind of formed, it kind of meandered, and kind of went right back into the New York area. So October, I want to say this, guys. I think October is going to be a big month. Now check it out. Famous hurricanes in October. This is Michael. Check it out. Hurricane Michael came in around early to mid-October, exploded in strength, hit the Panhandle of Florida. I think is a high-end Category 4. Weakened very fast due to a trough that pushed it on out very, very quickly and weakened it very quickly. But it destroyed parts of the Panhandle of Florida. They're still recovering. Hurricane Matthew is a big famous storm around here in the Carolinas, South Carolina especially, that did a ton of damage. I'm sorry guys if that don't look like that's coming in very clearly, but you get the point. Most of us in the Carolinas, in Florida and Georgia certainly remember Hurricane Matthew. It was another October storm that affected us. One from a little bit further back, about a little under 15 years ago. This was a big hurricane. Hurricane Wilma slammed into Florida, and it was an odd direction. It kind of formed into the Gulf of Mexico, and then it tracked more northeast right into the southwestern part of Florida. Check out that pronounced I. And it actually went back out into the ocean, and I believe it hit the coastal areas of North Carolina again. So that was crazy. And then the Superstorm Sandy. This was a wild storm. This is a storm that formed, and it just kind of hit parts of Cuba, then rolled up. This storm was so huge, and it became post-tropical, that even that far off the coast of North Carolina, it had big-time effects on North Carolina. So huge storm that caused a daggone blizzard in parts of the Northeast in October. So it was just a ridiculous storm. Another big time event, October event, was Hakeem. I think I'm saying that right. This did not directly affect the Carolinas, but it indirectly caused a ton of flooding mixed with a coastal low and a couple other factors that basically did a fire hose of moisture into the Carolinas, causing a once in a 1,000-year flood or whatever people, there's a little bit of debate on how you want to call that, but that was that 2015 October flood that a lot of us in South Carolina and North Carolina definitely remember. So the thing that's causing such an active hurricane season is something called La Nina. So in La Nina, you get fewer hurricanes, as you can tell, because you get stronger shear in the Pacific and more hurricanes in the Atlantic. And just the shear is weak. Shear is what shreds apart hurricanes. So you get weaker shear, you normally get warmer sea surface temps, and normally in La Nina you get a much drier and warmer winter, but we're not getting into that right now. But it's definitely plays a big, like as you can tell, this is on average the sea surface temps, temp anomalies for La Nina years, and they're always above average. And check it out, the Gulf and the Western Atlantic and the Eastern Atlantic, things like that. So that's why we can expect such an active hurricane season. And I'm telling you, I'm really thinking, and let me see if there's anything else to cover. I want to check out, and I just want to throw this out there too. There's the European cyclone locations over the next 10 days. It shows them coming off the coast of Africa and beginning to get active again. So you check that out. That shows that we're going to get active, I think, towards the end of August. I think we're going to enter a little bit of a slow period here the rest of the month, all the way till about end of the month, and we're really going to start to heat up in September. But so this is the picture I got. Hopefully it's big enough for you guys. You saw this on the thumbnail. Anybody in the pink, don't think because you're in the pink you're going to get some devastating hurricane. In the pink, what I'm saying is there's a extreme chance, very, very high chance you're going to be directly impacted by some kind of tropical system, whether that's a tropical storm, a hurricane, a high-end hurricane, not sure, but high chance you're going to get impacted by. Now, you look at the red area, that is a high risk that you're going to get directly impacted. Orange area, moderate risk. Yellow area, elevated risk. So obviously when you get a hurricane that tracks into the Gulf, especially some of these very strong hurricanes that you can get, it's going to take a while to weaken sometimes. So obviously areas in Tennessee, you're still going to get effects of tropicals. You can get effects of a tropical system all the way into the Ohio Valley, to the Midwest maybe. Even in Canada, as we saw with Hurricane Isaias, sorry guys if I say that wrong. I've somehow forgot how to say it as many times as I said it. But so what I'm saying is, I talk weather for South Carolina. What I'm thinking is we're going to get hit by another hurricane. I'm just saying, we're going to get directly impacted by another one. It might just be a tropical storm, it might be multiple, but I'm telling you right now, we're going to be directly impacted by a hurricane again in South Carolina. And I think that places, especially in the Gulf, I got the whole entire Florida in pink because they stick out like a sore thumb, and I think they're due for another big time directly impact hurricane. They are definitely due. They have not been directly impacted by a hurricane, major hurricane, in a while. So, well, I guess you can call Michael, but I'm talking about the peninsula of Florida is what I mean. But I think another big time hurricane is going to hit the Gulf states. I'm sounding off alarms for that. I'm telling you, I really do. I think October is a big month to look out for. October, telling you, something major is going to happen in October in the Southeast. Something major is going to happen in October in South Carolina. It always does. I'm telling you. Something major always happens in October weather-wise. It has for the last 6 or 7 years. So I'm calling it now. October is a big month to watch out for, especially early October. So this is my risk map. Take it as you will. That's pretty much all I got. Don't forget to subscribe, please, guys. That would be a huge help for me. But be on alert for us to about to ramp up hurricane season. That's all I got, guys. Thank y'all for watching. I hope this educated y'all on what we're going to be expecting, and y'all have an awesome and safe day.